8 hours? I thought it was
Yeah.
longer, actually. That's odd. They make you restart it after that time?
Well, I'm not sure. Well, I'm doing the 24-hour, 7-day a week, 365-day Google Hangout on for DoHow, but and I have that set until 2030.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Just have it set till 2030.
Yeah, because I remember, what was it? When one of the Call of Duties came out, one of the gaming channel guys did like 24 hours straight or something like that. And they did it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was just like, started off cool, and then it's just a bunch of people trying to like stave off sleep. It's boring.
Like enough.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Welcome to the call, Eric.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. See your pretty face. There you are. Can't hear you. There you go.
Audio.
We did for a second.
I didn't hear him at all.
Oh, are you the one that said, how's it going?
Yeah.
Give us a heads up, nod if you can hear us.
Okay. Hello?
Oh.
Hi, Andrew.
Hey. Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ken.
Eric, you might need to close and jump back in.
Yeah, that's what he did.
All right. Oh, wow. You guys have such nice titles. How'd you do that?
If you see on the left side, it says Google or Hangout Toolbox.
Okay.
And then it'll pop up on the right side of your screen, and then you can just fancy it around.
The thing that says lower third. Pop in the info and then just press on.
Oh, that's funny. Head honcho. Ooh. What should I be?
Hey, can you guys hear me yet?
Yeah, now we can.
Now it's working.
Yay.
Sweet.
Awesome.
How'd you guys get these cool titles down at the
bottom? I said.
The Hangout toolbox on the left.
Yeah.
It's the lower third section of it.
Toolbox, sweet.
Oh, feedback loop.
Oh.
All right, let's stop that share. That didn't work.
That was weird.
Did you find it, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm trying to fill in my details here.
All right, so as viewers are hopping on, we have a HipChat link if you want to send questions.
How come I'm backwards? That's weird.
There's a reverse button if you right next to the on.
Show properly on my screen.
That's weird.
There we
Although
go.
your title's too long.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I see.
Who invited this guy?
Got it.
All right, the HipChat link. Let's see. I should probably pull HipChat up. Shouldn't it die?
Cool.
Did all you guys get the HipChat link?
Yeah.
No. Where
Okay.
did you put it? Where'd you
I
Pop
put
it
it.
in the chat.
Got it.
I put it. Let's get that hip chat link.
Trying to figure this stuff out still.
I spent all morning trying to figure this puppy out.
Oh.
Alright, where's the hip
Q&A,
chat link?
control room. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I used this once before in a live webinar, and it was terrifying because there was so many buttons. And then I actually hung up on everybody.
It's
Good.
it's definitely not user friendly.
Yeah. Surprising for a Google product.
Yeah, it's not user friendly at all. All right, hip chat. All right, do we know if Brandon's gonna make it?
I haven't heard from him all day.
Okay.
Sent a message on Skype and it's back. Nothing.
All right, I'm actually gonna turn on the chat. Hi Nick, hi Stefan, and hi Vivek. It's good to have you on.
Love
Oh, there's
hangouts.
people on. Nice.
Oh my goodness, we look like idiots. We can't even figure out the damn hangout. Maybe we should have done this in private first.
This is the best part though, because it's all messy and it's
Oh yeah,
real. Google effect. What if?
that's better.
Do not be putting a mustache on me now, Jamil.
Oh,
I tried drawing my own top hat, but I couldn't make it work.
oh goodness.
Right? Brandon,
I've-
yeah, I don't think Brandon's coming.
No. Okay.
No.
Boo. Boo. Well, let's do the intro. So welcome. This is our mastermind group called the Awesomest Foundation Mastermind. And yeah, we just thought this would be a cool idea to share this with other people on what goes on inside our mastermind, and the goal is to give you guys, I guess, value through just who we are. If you have a question, yeah, stick it in hip chat, and at the end, who knows, we might bring someone else on to, I don't know, just chat. So enjoy. Jamil, you're usually pretty good at doing these calls, so go for it.
Alright. Yes, we'll kick off. We'll do it in order. Terril, you want to go first? What have you been working on?
Yeah. This week I've been working on a lot on Do How. Getting a couple podcast interviews lined up, and the more I've been thinking of it, the more scared I've been feeling. But I know I just have to do it. Also, getting the book, the Do How book, on Kindle, and learning how to format that. I tried to put it on just uploading the PDF, but it didn't work well at all.
Yeah, it looks really bad, eh?
Yeah, it looked really bad. So
I
Brandon,
noticed that after the first week.
yeah, so Brandon gave me the link, so I'm gonna go reformat the book. And then a lot of stuff at church. I had a meeting yesterday for a couple hours with my youth leaders and just hashing things out. So that's really been my week. So
Awesome. So my week was basically had a bunch of strategy sessions, getting into flow with them now, going, identified my sales process, so basically the timeline that goes along with that. So I left a ridiculous amount of leads on the table because I thought they weren't converting. Turns out I needed 4 months to convert them, and I was basically dropping them off after the first month, so wasted a lot of people.
Wow.
A couple million in leads there.
Oh man.
Basically finished up my prep for. Sorry?
How did you realize that?
So I went back through like everything I was doing because now I'm focusing on Inc. 5000 list companies, so guys doing like 20, 30 million. And the sales process with them is really long. So when I was going through the initial couple, I was like, it's kind of weird that like the other ones were so short and turnaround with the guys that I closed were really quick. But the guys that didn't close were in the same range as the Inc. 5000 people. So I was just reviewing through, and I was like, okay, so if it's 6 months for these guys, it has to be longer for these guys. I looked at the ones that have closed out of the couple that I let drop, and basically, yeah, it was like 4 months is the average close time. So wasted a lot of money. Then cleaned up and finished up all the prep for my Growth Geeks joint venture that finished up, wrapped up. Basically jumping into strategy sessions now. And I got connected to one proper size company so far, a couple $1 million in funding, and they're building a Netflix for aviation documentaries. So kind of interesting. It's B2C space, recurring revenue, but they just have like a 99% profit margin, so it'll be fun. Basically, get to do whatever works and just run with it. I also like kind of hashed out the actual strategy I'm going to be going through this quarter. Which is basically podcast mixed with content marketing, mixed with basically refocusing on the Inc. 5000 set of companies in the software market. And I also had a bit of a pullback when my employer killed 2 of my deals. My previous employer killed 2 of my deals because he just wanted to be a dick, which sucked. But it was in the Canadian market, so it wouldn't have been any substantial deal. So it was kind of good in the sense that it got me refocused. And the last little bit is basically working on strategy with a $50 million a year supplement company that I just kind of started going with a couple days ago. They basically jumped on a call and said, like, you want to do this, this, and this. I just had like a 50-minute chat with him, and he's like, okay, so go put together something, make it somewhere in like the 15 to 20,000 a month range, and that's what we're after. So it should be good.
Wow. When you said that the boss can't kill those deals, how does he do that? Legally?
So he's probably like the best connected entrepreneur, like startup scene entrepreneur in Toronto. So the deals that I had were going with 2 pretty decent-sized startups in Toronto, and I guess he knows them personally, and he was just talking shit and killed the deals.
Sorry to hear that.
I remember that's something you had mentioned as like a risk.
Yeah.
I remember this back in like November.
I mentioned it as a risk a while ago, and I just couldn't help it. I burned that bridge so hard. It was well worth it.
It's good to hear.
Wow.
All right. Next up, Andrew. What have you been up to this week?
So, one of the big things is that I must say I'm really enjoying moving my whole mental dashboard to Evernote. I'm using Evernote Premium now and really embracing it and using their reminder notes as my to-do list every day and then just checking them off. And I think the secret with Evernote is that if you finally just put everything in there, then it really becomes super useful. So like even I start blog posts in there now, and I all these to-do list things. Let's see, what else did I do this week? So I've been working on trying to write a blog post a week for my list as well as for my blog, and I've been invited to do some guest posts for this music teacher's helper software, which is perfect for my market. So far, one of them has been published, and from that, a really big blogger in the music teacher space approached me and asked me to start contributing to his blog. So very excited. I'm going to
That's cool.
start working on that. I also came across, listening to, again, Smart Passive Income. They have some great guests on there. This woman who's doing, she's almost like my exact model for speech therapists. So she has a monetized website with ebooks and courses, a member website, like a Ask Me Anything kind of thing, and she's making 10 grand a month now. So I'm like, wow, I'm just like modeling my whole site on her site. I just went through her whole site this morning and looked at the structure. And so one thing that she mentioned that was very clever that she picked up from, I think, Clay Collins of Lead Pages, was to do a lead magnet for every single blog post that's different, that's actually related to that post. So she said once she started doing that, instead of doing like one generic lead magnet for the whole site, she's like 10x'd her daily signups. She has something like 190 people signing up daily, which I was like, what? There's that many speech therapists? So I was kind of shocked, and so I have started thinking, how am I going to do that? And I do have, I reached out to my brother, my graphic designer, today to start setting up basically, what do you call it, a design template for these kinds of things, so I can keep farming them out. And what else? That's it. That's pretty much what I've been working on.
Awesome.
Nice.
Eric, how about you?
Yeah, so I've been, since the last call, about half the time I've actually spent in T3 in Boulder at the Interval Center. Actually met a lot of really cool people, and it's incredible. I'm really excited for that. Aside from that, I've been filling these copywriting gigs. A few different email sequences in the pipeline. Yeah, today I really haven't really left my house. It's just been writing. Yeah. What else? I've been testing a cold email offer to professional recruiters also. Kind of feel like I'm doing it the right way this time rather than sort of half-assed like I was back in May and June and July this year. I got some pretty good responses already, so I'm actually going to move from like a free offer up to like just something small but still like dollars for this like copywriting service. Also, like the number of inbound requests on copywriting stuff has increased by, from 1 or 2 a month in November, December, and it's been like 5 or 10 in the last week.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm not sure what the tipping point was, but yeah, there was a tipping point there, and it seems like the pipeline is pretty full right now.
That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It seems like
so cool.
the external is matching the internal energy now. Like you've shifted something internally, and all of a sudden, kaboom!
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking back like a few weeks ago, before Christmas. I was sitting on my apartment here, and like thinking, I haven't sold a goddamn thing yet. I don't know when I'm gonna sell anything. There's all this stuff, And then the Airbnb stuff is picked up, and I haven't really thought about money, and it's it's been pretty sweet. It's picked up alongside. It's like picked up coinciding with like the lack of stress about money. I've let it go, which is cool. So yeah, I've been working on that.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
So Terril, lessons learned this week.
Yeah, I have one other thing of what I was working on this week. My friend approached me and was like, "Do you want to go to Mexico?" And I was like, "Well, I don't really have the money right now." And then all of a sudden I was like, "Well, I was like, what question can I ask myself that will allow myself?" And this is kind of what I learned too. What question can I ask myself that would allow me to expand the possibilities of what's possible? So we're having hot chocolate when my friend mentioned this, and I was like, there's no way it's gonna happen. And then we went to the store, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna just see what happens. And Daniel Postma, I had Facebook chatted him, and I was like, what ways, like, give me some ideas on what I can do. And he's like, well, I can think of a million things. I was like, well, of course, that's why I asked you. And and he gave me a lot of ideas. One of them was ask 10 cents from like a ridiculous amount of kids, and one of them was ask $20, ask 50 friends for $20. Another one was just sell something for $1,000. And then I eventually was like, I'm gonna do the 50 friends for $20. And then I was like, all right. I was on my smartphone in Hy-Vee. I was like, all right. And I wrote out this thing about I'll write someone a song for $20, and 7 people responded. So I have 7 songs I have to write now.
That's awesome.
Like, it was like a terrifying / like exciting fear all at like one time. And so I guess the lesson through that is, if something seems impossible, just ask a different question and see what's possible.
I love that.
Nice.
And then be careful, because it actually might happen.
Yeah. I love it.
So that was my biggest lesson. Another one, I need to start eating better. I can really tell it's taken a toll. And I was eating really healthy for about a month before Christmas, a little over a month, but I just went cold turkey, and like even things that people thought were healthy, it wasn't healthy enough for me, and eventually it just bogged me down. So I'm learning that I do need to eat healthier and take better care of my body, because it's important. So that's lessons learned, and what else? Something I did this week.
Awesome. Mine's not nearly as fun or awesome. I just learned consistency is awesome. It's really good. I finally kicked off properly doing a morning routine, and it's a comprehensive little bugger. It's like 2.5 hours. It's really long, but I get my copywriting done, I get meditation done, I get my cold emailing done, get my blogging done. I basically end my morning routine at like 9 a.m. and I have like nothing left to do for the day but just like talk to people on the phone. So it's kind of nice, actually. It's cleared up a ridiculous amount of wasted time.
How many days?
That's just consistency. I've only done 3 days. I've only done 3 days. The fall off point's definitely going to be around Friday. But you know, it's not too bad. I don't mind not waking up at 6:30 a.m. as long as I do the same routine whenever I do wake up on the weekend. So when I focus less on like I need to wake up at this time to do this, I just said I just need to do this in a sequence whenever I wake up, made it significantly easier.
Wow. There's no decision fatigue anymore.
Yeah. Coffee is like the first thing. Wake up, coffee, then have coffee, then have water, then have more coffee, then start the day. It's good. How about you, Andrew?
Lessons learned. I think I'm kind of in that camp with Terril about the asking better questions. I was I don't know, it's just like something about that when we were talking last week with our goal setting group about Lawrence was saying he wanted to be like the #1 foremost authority in digital marketing. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be the #1 foremost authority in teaching preschoolers music. And I was like, oh, shoot. Let's, how do I do that? Now, what kind of questions would I be asking myself? But so first I asked, what kind of actions would I be taking? So then I was like, well, yeah, I shouldn't be, designing every little thing. I should be starting to hand that off. And that's what prompted me to think about hiring my brother to do the high-level decisions to make a style guide for my brand, basically. That then I can hire any $5 designer. Say, just follow this, fill it in. So that was helpful. But then I was like, but my questions would probably be different. And I was listening to Peter Diamandis today. That guy is amazing. The kind of questions he asks are just, how do I get a man to space or something? And it's like just like such crazy. He's all about this exponential thinking. In fact, his blog is called Exponential something. But they were talking about like, there is no scarcity in the world. So if you knew that, what would you do? And then he was talking about like the Uberization of every business in the world. How can you apply that to your business? And all of a sudden, my whole mind this morning was like brainstorming just how to think bigger. So that's what it is. It's thinking bigger, because like you get in this little ghetto of thinking.
Nice.
And also, I feel so like I wish I could accelerate my insights. You get these epiphanies every once in a while, and they're like, duh, it's been right in front of you all this time. I was like, how can I just get that faster? I guess the mastermind is helpful because you guys tell me. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's me.
What kind of free time do you build in your schedule?
For me?
Yeah.
Free time?
Yeah.
That's
Actually, I want to ask a different question.
All right.
So like these other insights that you had in the past.
Yeah.
Has there been like a pattern of where they've come, or in what context? Like, is it in the shower? Is it the gym? Is it at your desk? Is it teaching people?
It's usually either walking alone, or in conversation with others, like you guys, or explaining myself to someone else. Yeah, or journaling.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm an extroverted thinker, and I almost don't know what I'm thinking until I say it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
So, and it's the same thing with journaling. I'm just writing it out, and I'm like, oh, so that's what's going on,
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess I gotta journal more.
Nice.
Makes sense. That's awesome. Eric, how about you?
Yeah. Okay. So before, when I said that I don't know what the tipping point was in new inbound leads, I'm totally full of shit. I know exactly where it was. I don't know why I said that. It's been like they've primarily come through one person.
Oh.
Like leads, network of one person.
Wow.
Who knew I was good at writing and is like busy with her own stuff. So first thing, like You know, I was like kind of doing stuff on my own. Then I helped her out with a project, and it did really well. So I'm going to be doing more work with her, and she's like plugged me in with some of her network, which is like very big. And then a lead I got off that is another like one of these hubs where like the amount of work that this person needs is like huge, and her network is huge too. So it's like these two things I think will end up like generating a ton of business over the next like 2 or 3 months. So yeah, that's the biggest insight for me this week.
Let's see.
And I was like, sorry?
Were these people copywriters themselves?
No, they're like entrepreneur types.
Oh, wow.
All involved in multiple different things. Like each person each of these two people have like 2 or 3 like major businesses that they work in. So they're like very leveraged. So yeah, it's actually kind of cool to recognize because the way my mind thinks is like wanting everything to be linear and like gradual and like one step after the next, but it's not like that at all. And it's so hard to wrap my head around that. It's like 0 to 1,000 in one step. That's all.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
That's really cool.
It's like a rocket ship.
Yeah.
It's exciting because you can realize that even if you feel like you're not there, you're like you could be like just inches away from it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. So like the next time, so I guess this is a useful insight for me because like the next time I'm like down and feeling stagnant and feeling like what the fuck am I doing? It's just like stick to the process, you know, and stuff will come. If it needs to. The other thing is like I had been looking for like a time blocking like system to like budget out time during the week, and I think I found one. I linked to it in the Slack group, but basically it's just like use multiple like Google calendars, and one of them is like the time blocking template. So if you have, let's say, like you want to spend 5 hours a week, or say 6 hours a week on like learning in 2 different like periods, you can put in like 2 3-hour periods on Tuesday and Thursday afternoon in this like template calendar. And then as things come up, like specific learning things, you can put them in your actual calendar, and they kind of overlap, and you can kind of see where you need to fill up, where you can put things, where you can move things around to still fit within this like blocking system. It's pretty cool. I'm going to start implementing it over the next week or so.
Okay, check that out.
So those are my 2 big things.
That's big.
All right. So what do you guys need help with, Terril? First.
I need help with knowing how to eat healthy. Just want someone to buy the groceries for me. Every Monday, just buy my groceries.
Have you heard of Blue Apron?
No. He said, do they do that?
Good. It's like a dinner delivery, right?
Well,
Or
it's
do you do
like
lunch too?
gourmet dinners, but with instructions on how to make it.
Yeah.
And like really nice ingredients. I just actually sent it to my brother for Christmas, so he's all excited. But yeah, it's like it was rated like one of the biggest successes of last year, called Blue Apron.
Wow.
That's one idea.
Yeah. If you want a nutritional plan, my wife's a physical therapist and personal trainer. She can dash one out for you.
Wow. Oh, that'd be lovely. Yeah, I'm on a. It's a rather. I think I told you guys before, rather like strict diet. At least I was on it, to help clean out, to help with acne. and it was just really strict. Like I said in the beginning, even things that were healthy, like it wasn't healthy enough, and it just got overwhelming. Like I just want to make sure I get in all like the right carbs, the fats, the proteins, and all that stuff. And I can tell I haven't been getting what I should be.
One thing that really helped me with my skin issues was juicing. You get a really good juicer and just start your day with juice, like carrot, apple, watermelon, whatever, and then don't eat until like at least 10, 11 o'clock, and then it'll really it'll clean you out.
It'll get you. It'll get you.
Hey, Terril, this is actually like a product I've been working on, like this niche site I've been working on. Is like super simple rules to eat clean. Oh. And there's like, yeah, so that'll be ready soon. I can send you the free report right now if you want.
Cool, yeah, I'd love that. Put it in. Yeah, be nice.
Yeah. Actually, I'll give you a spoiler right now. Let me open up this report. So you don't even have to read it. Okay, the first thing is on everything you buy at the grocery store, look at the ingredients and make sure you can pronounce the words.
Oh, that's important, yeah.
Yeah. So if it doesn't sound like food, don't buy it.
Yeah.
So like it's gonna be like things like preservatives and like weird food colorings and like
natural flavors and
natural flavors. Yeah, those are bad.
But it sounds so healthy, natural flavor.
I know.
Did you know what one of the natural flavors that they put in grapefruit juice, the pink grapefruit juice, is basically bugs, beetles. They crushed them up to give you that color.
Yeah. Even the shellac, the like Skittles and stuff, the shiny bit. It's so gross, but it's
You're like, oh,
so delicious.
Nice,
but they're so good.
It's natural flavor.
Oh, that's nasty.
I'll send you a link to Jamie Oliver's stuff after this. You're going to enjoy that.
The second thing is just eat real whole foods, like chicken breasts, not chicken nuggets, whole oranges, not orange juice, things like that. The third thing is this list of 7 super toxic things that are like outlawed in everywhere else in the world except the United States. There's a thing called THBQ that's like preservative in cereals and things like that. That's like toxic everywhere else. It's totally outlawed in Canada, Japan, Europe. For some reason it's in the States.
And it's here. Great.
And it's here, yeah. So, but the biggest thing is just like be able to like pronounce your ingredients.
Yeah. But I have learned, do not shop when you're hungry, because it doesn't end well.
Bad news.
Yeah.
Shop with a plan as well.
Yeah. Do not shop hungry. All right. Cool. That's great.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the only real two things. Need feedback on the mission that I'm stating, and then pre-call questions for podcasting. So my new mission is to generate $1 billion in new revenue across 100 companies in the next 10 years for the companies that I help. Does that sound absolutely ridiculous? Like I imagined it to be when I wrote it out.
Say that again. Say that again.
$1 billion in new revenue generated across 100 companies. The math makes sense. The number doesn't compute in my brain a little bit.
Well, 100, yeah.
Because it's 10 million a company, right?
Right.
And some of it, like, I was just looking at like the average company that I'm working with. They're, 5-10 million a year. It's basically doubling it across 100 companies. I don't know. The math led me to that. Does it sound reasonable-ish in that sense when you look at the math?
It sounds like a moonshot kind of thing, but it sounds good that way.
Yeah.
I think as a mission, it sounds fucking awesome. It's like super catchy, like,
Yeah.
to put, for people to know you as, If they read that, it's like, holy shit, this guy's like big. This guy wants to be big.
That's what I'm after right there.
Yeah.
That's going on my new site. That's the main thing. There's no call to action. It's join one of the 100 and generate $1 billion in revenue.
Nice. Perfect. That's awesome.
That's massive. I thought mine and Daniel's 100 million in 5 years was big. 25,000 people this year and 100 million in 5 years. I was like, that's big, but you got me beat.
It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, the other thing is basically just if you guys have any ideas or have anything that's worked really well for like podcast pre-interview questions or like interview questions that garnered a lot of insight, because I'm kicking those off next week. They're only 15, 20-minute calls, so they're not super long. But I imagine there's like some pre-work that should be done in the sense of like an introduction, stuff like that. But I'm also sure that I'm missing something in that realm.
I would love that too, because I'm starting that too. So.
Who's the market? Like, who are you going after for interviewers, interviewees, and listeners?
Yeah, so the people that I'm interviewing are going to be Inc. 5000 CEOs, particularly ones that have done over 100% revenue growth in the last year. And they're in the software side, so the software companies. The people who would be listening to it are probably going to be a very similar profile. Business owners of a business between about 5 million and it's just more like 10 million to 100 million. They want that growth, but they either haven't achieved it or they've achieved it to a certain extent, but they don't know how to continue with it, so that's why they're listening to the podcast, learning strategies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always find it most interesting is to see, to hear stories of what happens when they had a crisis or a failure. How did they pull themselves back up? Because that always shows you the thinking, the questions they asked. I guess that's I'm stuck on that theme today. Questions. So, what are the questions they ask themselves to evaluate new opportunities?
Okay. That's awesome. That's really good. I might have to extend it to a 30-minute call. You can dive so deep on that question. That is awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much for that. That's awesome.
Plus, it really shows their true being, and that's what people want. Authenticity. They're not.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, it just becomes a sales thing. Like, I got this great product. Blah blah blah.
Exactly. Yeah. That is absolutely awesome. Thank you very much. That's great. So Andrew, what do you need help with?
I'm needing help. I guess I need help creating that rhythm, that what you just did. Like, I have a pretty good basic routine. Now that I have taken on all these new things, I keep finding myself pushing stuff from the to-do list to the next day and then to the next day. So it's like,
that's exactly what I was doing last week.
Yeah.
That's literally what I was doing last week.
So how did you?
It was like a weird point. Like, I basically just, one of the nights I was like, I can't push it off again because there's no time tomorrow, because I pushed off all the stuff from the 1 week into like 2 days. And I was just like, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
And then I spent those 2 days actually doing it like solid 14 hours straight. And then I was just like, I don't want to do this again. So that kind of incited it. But it's yeah, it's hard with the level of distraction because you work from home as well.
Yeah.
I work from home, and I created my environment with tons of distraction. Like my Xbox is right beside me, like it's right there, um, staring at me, and
Come play me.
yeah, it's just like you just I guess you have to almost just push the crap out of yourself to do it one day, and then the next day is significantly easier, and then the day after that is even easier, and the day after that is even easier.
I guess I have to figure out though what the did you like chunk similar type of functions that you do all the time into certain times?
Yeah, well, I basically put all the stuff that's recurring daily into my
Yeah.
daily routine. So everything that I wanted to get done in a day, I put that as part of my daily routine, which is why it's so long. So, like, I wanted to write a blog post a day, that's in my daily routine. I wanted to send out 5 emails to new CEOs every day and follow up on 5, that's part of the daily routine.
How do you decide
That
which
way-
one goes first?
Oh, actually, I just wrote it out arbitrarily, and then I was
okay.
like, that sounds good, and I left it. This
Okay.
morning, I kind of adjusted it to work out better because I was like, I can't shower and then work out, and then I smell like shit all day. It's not gonna work. So I had to adjust some things, but it was
Yeah.
like you just start with something,
Alright.
but make it a block. So it's literally like for the 2.5, 3 hours, I don't stop, I don't pause, I just do whatever's on the list.
That's
And
awesome.
by a certain time, that's when I have to finish. So I timed it out. I left a bit of room. Then what I did is I stripped out 30 minutes. I just said, okay, I'm going to cut 30 minutes and just cut it off everywhere, so there's no time in between.
I like that. It's almost like a game. Like you got to get it done. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly. So like by 9 a.m., I'm done everything. Like
All right.
I have an open day at that point, which is really nice.
I am going to do that. I like that.
It's
All
great, yeah. Because I mean, like all your recurring tasks, they're not long. They're just
Right.
tedious, so you never want to do them. But
Right.
2 hours or so is probably enough time to get through all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the thing about blog posts, I almost like I know I kind of just write them because they're like forcing themselves out of me. They're bubbling up, but it takes a week to come out. But if I just had a discipline to like do everything at 9 o'clock for just even 15 minutes, then
Yeah.
it would work. I like that. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Eric, how about you?
Hey, before you go, Eric, you
Yeah.
made a good point. Stephen, sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. He asked, are you guys still working on the market that you first selected, or does it switch? He asked that in hip chat.
Yeah.
You guys just want to answer that for him there?
And he's a new foundation student, so like I guess 2 weeks ago he joined.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys want to go, and I'll answer at the end and go through my.
All right.
piece here.
I'll go. So I switched markets 25 times at least. About that. I started off with 5, then I switched because the thing I did 5 at a time, so I switched 5 times, but I switched 5 sets of markets, and I probably sent out more emails than probably about 20% of the foundation combined. I sent out about 500,000 emails over the first 3 months that I was in the foundation.
Wow.
It was a good time.
Nice.
Automation, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't limit you.
Dang. I can go. I started doing cold calling in just random industries with Brandon Kern. We just started calling like tow truck companies, garbage companies, tugboat companies because they popped up when we were searching, and 3D printing companies, and just really getting a grasp on how to talk to people on the phone and just really getting comfortable with it. In a sense, it was kind of a limited belief that we did that because we were afraid that we would somehow lose or somehow make a mistake in an actual market that we wanted to do. So we just got practice, and then my market was chiropractors, and I'm still working on some potential software for them, but it's just kind of on the back burner at this point. And like Jamil, I've just hopped different places, and now right now I'm just doing Do How with Daniel, and just having fun creating. So that's kind of my journey. But I guess along the way I also talk to random people, and whenever I have a conversation with someone, and just, all right, what do you do, like, and just see if there's any way I can help them. So I'm not really in just one market. I just like to see how I can expand possibilities for anyone, no matter where they're at. So it's me.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I didn't switch market once. I just stayed looking for music teachers because I've already done a lot of reinvention in my life before the foundation, so I figured I can't do that anymore for my wife's sake. But also for my sake. I really do love being a music teacher, so now I was looking for pains to serve music teachers, and I kept searching for these pains when finally a mentor told me, you already found the pain and you're already solving it in your daily teaching, because I figured out a unique way of teaching preschoolers. So now I'm working on serving that gap in the market that is still out there, and I'm creating courses and educational materials for that.
Nice. So I've been, I don't know if I started. Oh yeah, I switched markets like I think once or twice. I didn't really put in much of an effort in the first couple of markets. I picked professional recruiters a while ago and been working in that for a while. Actually, kind of dropped that one recently, as I've picked up copywriting as a service. I'm just learning copywriting. I've just got my first few clients in the last month or so. So I guess I did switch markets a few times. Now I'm going after like entrepreneurs and growing companies that sort of recognize the value of copy and have money to spend on it. It's actually kind of tough if you're just starting out. So Steven, if you're listening, does that kind of like help you with your question? Well, I'll see if he answers. So the next question for me was like, what do I need help with? So as I've been like ramping up the amount of time I'm spending doing copy, I'm realizing like it's not exactly what I was looking for when I was starting the foundation, which is like recurring revenue and generating new streams of revenue that sort of scale up, like creating a product and getting more and more customers to it. I'll be limited at some point by my time, and rather than like, I can raise my rates, which I'll eventually do to increase revenue once I'm like at capacity. But I guess my question is like, what am I missing if I want to end up scaling this in terms of like adding more writers or something like that? And like what should I be thinking about at this stage, which is at the very beginning stage?
Yeah. One of the guys that I used to go to for copy who had it really set up right, so Mike Shreve, basically what he did is he created like a lower budget copywriting agency, but the way that he did it was he didn't touch any of the copy after a certain point. He basically just said, I'll take on junior copywriters and I'll train them to the extent where they can take on copy, and then they do their time and then they can go on and do whatever else. But he basically had like this stable of copywriters that was ever growing, and now it's like a proper agency. I think there's like 5 people that are doing copywriting for him, and he doesn't touch any of it. Like I guess he probably works with big clients, but he just doesn't touch the low level stuff.
Got it.
Worked out really well for him. And basically, what he would do to get clients is he just run a Facebook ad. So he had a Facebook right hand side ad that just said like sales letter, X number of dollars, or it said one of the other ones just said like I'm back. And the bottom of it was just like, you know, get copywriting, you know, affordable copywriting and a lot. I think I took a picture of it somewhere. It was just so good.
Cool.
But then he has he has stuff in place to help him manage it as well. So he has a project manager. Project manager deals with inbound tickets, which are basically requests for copy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a questionnaire in between, and then basically it's you fill out the questionnaire, they go and do the work, they come back to you with the copy in X number of days, and the money's paid up front.
Nice.
So full thing's paid up front. By the time they come back to it, you get 1 or 2 revisions if you really need it, if it's not good, or if it's not on brand or whatever else. But basically, like that's your done product in like 6 days.
Nice.
So it's a productized service.
Very, very productized.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Cool.
Who's that one that talks about productized services a lot? I'm trying to blank.
John Logar.
No.
Talks about it a lot as well.
Yeah.
I heard a guy recently do that. He has a whole course on it now.
Yeah. What's his name?
I forgot. I can look him up.
Just Google productized service. I'm sure it'll pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too hard to productize the sales letter route of things, because in reality, like you already have some pretty solid results from it,
Mm-hmm.
so you can very easily just run ads and say whatever copywriting at affordable rates or copywriting that works, and just lead them to a landing page where you have some of your results laid out there. I think not this page. If you look at bugger, he took down his page. Mike had like a phenomenal sales letter about it just laid out all of his numbers and stuff. I think he took it down because he's not doing work anymore. That's really annoying. But yeah, basically he had this really long must have been a 5-page sales letter that just laid out numbers, how he works, and it was basically I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do this. These are the people that I've learned from, so this is what I'm going to do for you. And it's basically if you send it back to me and you say it's too salesy, you just basically go to screw yourself. Not gonna work with you.
Yeah, this guy Brian Castle.
That's his name. Yeah, Cassia. Yeah.
Seems pretty cool. I know he has a free cheat sheet that's pretty useful.
Nice.
I posted that thing.
Yeah. Don't got no affiliate link for him, so just go at it.
Cool. That's this is good. This is what I was gonna do actually, hire out the writing to junior writers on this other gig I was gonna pick up. For some reason I hadn't thought to do it with copy.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's definitely worth doing it. That's his sales letter page. It is solid.
Here, I'll post it in Hype Chat.
Yeah, it's really, really solid. I mean, he's got me to spend $2,000 with him. So
Really?
Yeah, so his copy works. I read that entire thing.
Nice.
It's solid. All right, so commitments for next week. Terril, how about you?
Yeah. Eat healthier. Format the Duhau book for Kindle. Record a podcast episode. That's it. And I guess and one of the main ones too is just every day just becoming more present, more aware of my emotions and of my feelings and why I feel why I feel a certain way about certain things and just and not getting so bogged down and just understanding that it's a journey and that it can be a fun journey with a lot of possibilities. That's fine.
Awesome. My commitments, I have to launch my proper website. Can't do landing pages anymore. I need an actual blog and content and stuff going on. Got to make it real.
What are you going to make it at?
So it's still going to be the same site, just on WordPress.
Gotcha.
That's all I'm going to do, because I want to add opt-ins and I want to have a blog and have content up there. And I already have like 7,000 words worth of content I got to schedule up and put in there. So I'm going to launch that this week. I have 2 podcast calls that I have to get through, potentially 4. I think I booked another 2 today. And that's basically, they're all like 15-minute calls, so super basic, super bare bones. Setting up a second LinkedIn profile so I can do direct advertising client prospecting. So instead of going after just the big guys, I'm going to start going after super niche markets, basically like plastic surgeon, Facebook advertising, and stuff like that. And I got to finish my expense reporting because I have a ridiculous amount of expenses, and now I get to claim them. So I'm going to pay no tax this year.
Nice.
That's what I'm aiming for. How about you, Andrew?
So that reminds me, I gotta get my I gotta get some kind of accounting set up. So
Yeah.
that I might just look at FreshBooks or something like that. I'm going to delegate the style guide creation for my lead magnets and all my printed materials to my brother. I'm going to tackle redesigning the website based on that other website I saw. And I'm going to redesign my daily routine.
Awesome.
That's a lot already.
Awesome. How about you, Eric?
I'm going to continue on this cold email testing I've been doing. Got a bunch of writing stuff I need to do. And I'm going to actually set up this time blocking setup system thing and stick to it for a week. See what happens.
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty low-key stuff, actually.
Is that the Eyes Wide Open life on Wistia?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
It's in Hip Chat now, if you guys want to check it out.
Nice.
Alright. I guess that's it.
Yeah, what do you think about... What?
Anything to add?
I was just wondering, Terril, who did you tell about this hangout? Are these guests all foundation related, or there's other
Yeah, I posted them in the Foundation March 2015, then the Foundation alumni group, and also on the app, the campus, the Foundation app.
So everybody coming in should be familiar with the Foundation.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Go ahead and put it in Hip Chat if I'm correct. Just put yes if you are in the Foundation.
Oh, I see a friend of mine in here. Nice.
Or you're an alumni. Yes, Jamil, thank you.
Just in case you guys didn't know, I don't know. Been together for like 6 months, 9 months. No, it's almost been like 12. No, not almost been 12 months. It's getting there though.
Yeah. I think I signed up in March last year, right? Or wait, we
Yeah.
were the March class.
Yeah, we
So
were March
started-
20 March 2015.
Nice.
Been almost a year.
Holy cow.
I know.
It's been a good one.
Someone asked how our foundation formed. It was really organically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jamil, I think you put out a call and I said I'll join you, right?
I think Brandon was trying to put together a Toronto mastermind or an Ontario one or something, and then we're just like, screw that, there's not enough. So we just started, we're just like East Coast. And then from East Coast, we went to like, okay, we'll add people from the West Coast too, and it's just like, it just worked. It just worked.
Wait, I'm neither of those.
You're in the middle.
No, because you were right in the middle, right? You were only an hour
Midwest.
off. And then we were like, okay, well, if Terril's an hour off, we can say okay to to David, and everybody else is on the West Coast, and it just worked.
Eric.
It fit. It
So
fit.
did we lose David and Andrew Cordova and all those guys? They just kind of
I think they just dropped off.
Yeah.
They dropped off the path.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought it'd be cool if we just bring one of the guests on just to answer something of them. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we should see if there's any questions we can
Yeah.
blow up someone's business.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love to do that. So yeah, if you have anything, hop in the hip chat, and if you'd want to come on, go ahead and say yes, and then we'll just bring you on.
It's really cool. We have a really diverse base
People are
of.
running away.
So
We
if
have
you
a
wanna
really
come on,
diverse
just
background
let us
or
know.
stable of skill here. So
Are you guys all in other masterminds still?
I'm in a consulting focused mastermind, and I'm starting another one, consulting focused mastermind.
What about you, Eric? Oh, yeah, you're with me in the other one.
I was gonna say, well, I was with a New York one, but fuck them. So
Well, we still consider you part of us. We're gonna ring you in.
did you guys meet on Skype this week?
Yeah, it was great.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be on the next one for sure.
Cool. What about you, Terril? Are you in another one?
No. Well, I don't know if you consider with me and Daniel Postma, we talk literally every day, and just
Oh.
and we we're actually just starting to post our random chats on YouTube just to see if anyone will find value from them. It's been fun. We just have creation sessions with each other, and we just ask, all right, what are we gonna create, and we just create from there. So
Awesome.
it's been fun.
Hey, Terril, I have a question, a follow-up question from something you said earlier.
No.
I'm gonna ask it anyway. You mentioned you wanted to be more present and be aware of your emotional state over the next week, and I'm curious, what has you wanting that, and two, how does that happen? What does that look like?
Yeah. First, why? If I'm not, I'm really antsy, and I'm really nervous, and I'm really I'd say antsy and nervous. I guess even right now, I find myself just being a little, almost just taking a deep breath and being comfortable completely in who I am, and the value I can be, just not by trying to be someone that I think someone wants me to be, but simply just being me.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do it? I think it comes down to asking yourself questions. Not being afraid to express it to people. That's the thing with Daniel. We can just ask during a creation session, what are you present with? What are you aware of? How are you feeling?
Yeah.
Then it just allows you to stop and become focused and become aware of what you feel. And I think it's important though that you do it with someone who you feel safe with. So that way, if you do, when you do share exactly how you feel, if someone doesn't understand where you're coming from, they could literally just, I don't know, like why are you saying that or whatever. Because I've done it with friends who I haven't really done it with before. I'll bring it up like, well, like what are you aware of right now? Like what are you present with? And they're like, what the heck are you talking about? And it's does that answer?
Yeah. It's cool. I like to hear other people's process.
So Eric, that T3 thing, was that just the beginning of a long process for you?
Yeah, it's like a 9-month course, 9-month training. It's like meets one weekend a month in Boulder, and yeah, it's really confronting with like really like deep stuff. So the training is like ostensibly it's like about at the end you'll be a trained and certified facilitator in circling, and it's kind of like it's a really like intensive immersive experience in this like present moment thing that Terril's talking about, except like in relation with others. So it's like being really present with yourself and then being present with other, and like all this stuff comes up, man. It's oof.
Have you done stuff like that before?
Yeah, so it's like there's like a circling community that I found in New York when I was there, and I kind of like got deep into that. But I did it for the first time at the foundation event in Cancun this year or last year. There's a bunch of foundation people that, you know, Dane and Andy both went through it, the T3. Yeah.
Wow. Sounds like a big commitment, though. 9 months.
Yeah. It was like completely irrational. Like I don't know. It's quite a bit of money too. It's like more than the foundation. It's like twice as much as the foundation.
Wow.
And I don't really have like. I don't really have any like thing at the end that's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna make this money back.
Yeah.
At some point. But at the same time, like, fuck it. You know?
You have yourself.
Yeah, I'll have myself.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah. Just the first weekend was like fucking intense, man.
Wow.
That reminds me of something, Eric. I think it was you. No, it was Ian. I messaged him on Facebook and I said, hey, how much would an hour of my time be worth to you to hop on a call? Like, how much would you be willing to pay for me for an hour of my time? And he basically sent back, well, it's I don't know, like it's not really like I pay you then I get this. It's like and he was having a hard time like describing like what it'd be worth. And oh man, where was I going? Somewhere. I think it's just like the same thing though.
Yeah.
Of you. Actually, I have no idea. Can anyone help pick up where I might have been going?
I see where like the disconnect between like the end result that I might be wanting, or he might be wanting, versus like the money to get there and like not being able to connect it. Like that, you know, $100 of your time will give me $100 back. Is that kind of it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like how do you judge the return on investment? Like, all right, is an hour of my time talking to someone worth $17? Is it $50? Is it $100? Is it $200? Is it $1,000? Is it $10,000? Like how do you like put the dollar amount on that? And I think I don't know. I don't know right now.
I almost feel like it could be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
And if your mindset is at that level, then it will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it comes down to the mindset, and what I mean by that is like it's like this attachment to the end result, and like letting go, just letting go of that attachment. So maybe something more concrete is like, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
I found it's extremely related to your mindset though.
Yeah.
Like the idea of value on time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's probably the biggest takeaway from working with like John, was just the idea that you don't put a value on it, you let the other person put a value on it. So it's like, it's not you saying like, I'm going to charge $200 an hour. It's, are you going to return 40,000 in value?
Yeah.
Well, you should be okay with charging 40 grand an hour if that's the case. Like,
Yeah.
you just do it based on the value there. But there's also, there's also perceived value, I guess. Like whatever you perceive the value to be, that's how you can set your own value.
Yeah. Totally. And I know for me, it's like
deep for late at night.
What's that?
This is a deep conversation for this late at night.
Yeah. Well, it's still early for me. I don't know about you guys. You guys fall asleep if you want. This is my prime hour, man.
Yeah, it's 7:14 there.
Yeah.
It's 8 here, it's 9 there.
Yeah, it's like not wanting to like scare people off and like always guessing lower, not like wanting to overestimate something. It's like, but yeah, it's like I guess the attachment has been for me like on or that struggle between like charging a lot of money for something, is saying like they'll say no and I won't have work, so I won't have money coming in. Yeah. But it's like
it's the rationalization.
Exactly. And if I can like set myself up in a position where like I don't need that gig this month to like make rent, then that attachment goes away, and I'm free to like need much more for my time.
Do you think that came out of your that insight came out of your T3 stuff?
No, that's maybe that's sort of been there for a while, and I did it for the first time like a week ago. Like when I quoted this lady for like an email sequence, I had no idea how much it would take for me to write, but I quoted her like $2,500 for 2 of them, and she's like, okay, done. Like it wasn't even a thought for her,
Yeah. That's awesome.
So
that's great.
I'm gonna have to head out, guys.
Yeah. Soon as well.
Hey, before Michael asked, just quickly on a completely different subject from current discussions, I have a question if anyone's doing Facebook advertising for lead gen.
So I'm doing it for clients and for myself.
Well, you don't have to answer right now. He was just asking. Okay.
Good night, guys.
Cool.
Hey, see you, Andrew.
Hey.
See you, Andrew. Jamil, do you gotta head out, buddy?
I got like 10 minutes.
Okay.
About that, then I have to jump on another call.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I'm doing it for myself and for businesses, plastic surgeons and things like that. Plastic surgeons, SaaS startups. Need more info though.
Yeah, send more. Michael. Just doing it.
Definitely need more coffee.
What call do you have next?
I have a call with another consultant for just kind of networking, sharing strategy. He's going to try and have him help me convince myself to narrow down my market. I just don't want to. And then after that, I have a call with one of my affiliates. So I'm kicking off having an affiliate drive me consulting gigs. Should be
It's cool.
interesting.
It's
Nice.
cool. What do I need? What podcast gear did you get?
So I got something that, well, I just repackaged
Hi, Michael.
it because they sent me the wrong one.
Michael's on the call now.
Is that Michael?
Can you hear us? Give us a
No
nod if
audio.
you can. Can't hear you. Hold on. Why can't we hear you?
Yeah, I ordered the snowball thing, but they ended up sending the shitty one that, like, it's USB, but then it also needs an audio port. So I was like, it's not gonna work for Mac. It's just no.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at getting the blue Yeti.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's exactly what I got. That's exactly what I just ordered.
Yeah. 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 Michael, are you there? Go ahead and unplug your. We might get feedback. Go ahead and unplug your headphones and see if it's just for some reason being wonky.
Can you hear us now? Or can we hear you now? Is the question.
Can we hear you?
No. Google Hangouts.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and unplug your headphones and see if that does it. Is that what you had to do, Eric?
I closed out Chrome completely.
Yeah, I might need to try that. I do. If you have a video open in any other tab, even if it's not like a YouTube video or anything, or even if it's not something playing.
We're getting sound now.
Are we getting sound now?
Yeah.
Michael, can you hear us?
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
You can hear? Okay.
Yeah. Welcome.
Thanks. It was set on a different input and output. I don't know what was going on. Unplugging everything helped.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's good to see you again. It's been a while since we've chatted.
Hey, so who's doing Facebook ads?
I'm doing Facebook ads for clients and myself right now.
Okay.
So
And are you?
SaaS, supplements, and plastic surgeons.
Oh, cool.
And dentists. Yeah.
And so my question, I guess, is where are you driving those ads to a Facebook page or to a web page?
For which, like for what type of market? Is it like local business, software, consulting?
So, well,
Slightly
mine
different,
is
but-
offline. Mine is
Fully
offline.
online, like local business?
Yeah, no, it's for my business. For
Okay.
leads, I'm selling franchises.
Okay, yeah, so it's still in this, well, yeah, it's not quite a similar category, but basically, this is actually funny because I was just at a franchising expo and I was selling lead gen over there. Basically, what you do is you have Facebook ads, run it to a landing page highly focused on, I imagine you're only selling one franchise, one particular franchise?
Yes.
Okay, so you have the landing page super focused on the highest level detail, so the highest level pitch that you can make to entice. You offer the free report. Free report is basically the info that they're going to get plus a little bit extra. So it's get the insider tips on owning this franchise, basically.
Yeah, to capture their info, right?
Yeah. Basically, you use that to capture their info. The two that I've seen run that work really well is get your free info plus, this secret tips of owning this franchise, which is basically just like you show a little bit of numbers. The other one is get your free info plus a projection calculator. So people love to mess around with numbers and scenarios. That is the easiest way to do it. Why'd you mute the crunching? It was good. But yeah, so it's basically those are the best two things. If you offer them something a little bit extra, especially something where they can mess around in like an Excel document, you have them easily.
Cool. That's
Another
good.
really good one actually that converts really well, kind of hard to set up, but it can work really well, is a quiz. So if you have an initial quiz, like, are you qualified to run a franchise, or what type of franchise would you qualify for, or what type of franchise would be really good for you, and you basically take them through like 4 questions, 5 questions. Capture, can't remember, I'm trying to think how they were set up. It was capture the email after the first question was how one of them was set up, and the conversion rate was like crazy. It was like 60%. Because it's like people will click through, and it's like a Facebook quiz, so everybody loves those things. So they're clicking on it. You click the first thing, you've already committed. Enter in just your email, like that's not a big commitment. So you enter that in, go to the second, third, fourth. At the end of that, you enter in a bit more info. You enter in your first name, last name, whatever else so you capture all that other info. And then they basically have to put that in order to get their result. So at the very least, you already have their email. Even if they abandon at that point, you have an email to follow up with. And the goal is follow up immediately, basically like 10 email sequence, schedule that out over the first 10, 15 days, and you typically convert a lot more of them into a call.
Cool. And is it more expensive to drive to an offsite web landing page than it is to a Facebook page?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's not a significant amount, though. Like, it depends on how costly your franchise is and whether it makes sense, but in most cases, it's not going to be expensive enough to matter compared to the amount of data that you can get as on offsite as opposed to
onsite. You lose it by
onsite.
just sending them to a Facebook page.
Yeah.
You've wasted money anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So the quizzing element is what helps there because people love quizzes. It's very native on Facebook in the sense that you see it everywhere. So it's an easy play to get them onto the new website where they're seeing a very similar, very familiar environment. The software for that, or the new software for that, which is like seems to be really good. I haven't tested it yet. Leadquizzes.com. Their entire platform, it's like the lead pages for quizzes. So kind of interesting. But yeah, it's basically like that back end sequence is what I was selling to those franchises.
What does the ad look like?
Pardon?
So how do they know they're going to a quiz? Does it say that in the ad?
Yeah, you have to do it in the ad. So it's like you ask a questions like, are you, I don't know, what Star Wars character are you? Free quiz, and then they click through and they start answering the questions. The opt-in pops up midway, and you capture all the info. They've been using it mainly in the supplements market. If you take a look at like their case studies and things, they're getting leads in the supplements market at like 60 cents. So super cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, this would be a much more targeted audience than that, obviously. Geographically targeted, the demographics are pretty specific, so.
Yeah, but Facebook's definitely going to be the best way to do it because you can do financial targeting and everything. And the best way, if you can, find 1 or 2 competitors that are very, very tightly knit, add that to your targeting base, so that way they have some interest in a franchise that's very similar to yours. So it's a much better emotional connection.
Cool. That's great info. It seems daunting on the surface, but it's pretty simple.
The setup is, it's more of a pain in the butt than anything.
Yeah.
But once you get the setup done, it's basic from there.
What do agencies charge for that kind of to run that kind of campaign?
It depends what agency. Like a standard just ad agency that deals with mid-level guys, it's anywhere from 20% to 30% of ad spend. Typically, they'll have a minimum cutoff where it's like it'll be like a $500 minimum or something in management. Yeah. With like some of the consultants that I'll deal with, it's $1,500 a month flat for up to like 50 grand in ad spend. And then there's like a setup fee. So there's like $1,000 setup fee to create the initial landing pages and whatever else. depends how big you go, but those cases, if you're going to spend like 20,000-30,000 a month, those cases are much better than going to the regular ad agencies. They're going to spend a lot more time optimizing, and they're going to put a lot more work
This
into
is
it.
really small. That's why it doesn't make any sense for me to hire somebody at those kind of rates.
I'd go automated. Use like automateads.com or something like that, or AdExpresso, and just automate the optimization process entirely, and let them do the testing for you. I mean, it's like $49 a month or something like that.
AdExpresso? Is that what you said?
Yeah. AdExpresso is a good one. Espresso.com, and then automateads.com.
Automateads.com.
They're both good ones. Automate Ads is Y Combinator company. The owner of it's pretty well versed in ads, so they ended up building a platform that fits for marketers. AdExpresso is much more for like anybody.
That's a really bad URL. Automate ads. Automated ads. That's really bad.
Oh, you know what? No, I spelt that wrong. That's why.
I think the worst URL I've ever seen was, what was it? Outdoorsexperience.com.
The best one that I've ever seen, Susan Boyle,
And
when
they
her
sell like
album
bow
launched.
hunting equipment or something, and it was out.
The best one I've seen, Susan Boyle, when she launched her first album, they bought the URL Susan's Album Party, and people on Twitter thought it was Sue's anal bum party. It was the best meme I've ever seen in my life. It was amazing.
Replaced for a hyphen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Someone should have QA checked. Yeah, so it's automateads.com. AdExpresso. AdExpresso is probably going to be a little bit easier. The UI for Automate Ads has not been revamped to be user-friendly enough. AdExpresso has been around for a long time. They're very solid.
Cool. What do you use for landing pages?
I use everything. In this case, I'd probably say you want highest conversion, lead pages.
Lead pages, yeah.
Yeah.
Optimized press.
Optimized press can work. You just got to find a good template. That's what it comes down to, is just finding a good template. Because building one out, it doesn't make sense when there's so many that have conversion stats behind it. That's why like lead pages, they give you the best converting ones. Optimized press, if you can find one that has like a plus 20% conversion rate, kind of not marketed but tracked, that would be a good start as well. But because you'd want to try and do it off the bat without too much optimization work, I wouldn't bother with like Instapage or Unbounce or anything like that if you don't have to.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
It's really helpful.
I gotta jump off because I gotta jump on a call.
All right. Thanks.
But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. This is good. We got to do this live webinar thing again.
It's fun. I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to talk after about how we can do it next week. So.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna head out. Take care, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
It's like a $900 course right there.
Yeah. It pays to be in a mastermind with that guy for sure.
It's true.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Ben and Christine, do you want to hop on? And Steven, do you want to hop on? Do you got to go, Eric? I got a little more time.
I'm going to have somebody coming over here pretty soon.
They can hop on.
Yeah. You can take my place.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well.
Yeah, I should bounce. I gotta go do some stuff before and clean up.
Cool. Well, yeah, I should probably head out too.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on, Michael.
Yeah, no problem.
Hope you
That's
enjoyed
helpful.
it. Okay, good, good.
Yeah. See you guys. See you guys soon. Let's do this again.
Yeah. We have this Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. So, and then I'll put the recording. I'll send the link out, so the recording of this will be out there. So, cool. Well, we will catch you guys later.
Farewell.
Bye.